Hey everybody, Jack Powers here. Just wanted to go over a couple of things because, there's really a lot happening right now in this country. This is a very historical period of time we're living in. Trust me, there's a lot of things that are going on. These Supreme Court decisions that just dropped are absolutely phenomenally critical to national policy. I mean, we can see how this country is developing now. The kind of rather pointed and exclusive, you can't call it inclusive anymore. It's going to be more of an exclusive kind of a government. And, the bottom line is that we, the people, are going to take a bit of a hit here. There's no question about it. Supreme Court just ruled that basically that the president has immunity from criminal prosecution if engaged in acts that are part of the president's official duties. So one thing that needs to happen is the Constitution automatically has to be amended now. It absolutely must. Before this election even takes place, there has to be a national movement, either through the states and the state legislatures or through the Congress of the United States, probably through the Congress of the United States, since they could easily pull it through. Not easily, but they could pull it through. And at least set parameters for the exercise of authority in that presidential office. Because, Congress is going to have to respond to this right away. And the way to do it is with a constitutional amendment. Don't just throw some statutes up there and hope they stick. Honestly, you've got to have statutes. I'm trying to get my phone to charge. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at with this, and it's not a good look. I mean, for individual rights, human rights, for democracy, the premises of democracy itself, it doesn't bode very well. We're really looking at a authoritarian type quasi monarchy that really is dependent on the bulwark or the insulation provided by the Christians, for lack of a better term, the evangelical Christians, Christians generally are going to get on board, and there's quite a few of them. So they've already encircled Donald Trump and his policies, and I'm sure that he'll go along with them as well, on their behalf. So that's what it's looking like, is that our system of government hasn't really been a system that is for the people, we the people. Hasn't been that way for a long, long time. So this isn't anything new, right? This isn't anything that just popped off, but the contrast is becoming more and more vivid now. And I think people are seeing it, and I think they're going to feel it. I think it's certainly something in the air. But hopefully we can manage our way through it. I think we can. We definitely need to have a call for a congressional vote. Somebody put up a motion. If it takes, passing, I don't know the procedure exact, but I'm sure that some representative or House member or certainly a senator could bring this to the floor, could somehow initiate, probably Bernie Sanders or somebody like that. We're going to try to get in touch with him and his office about this very soon. This has to be done off the bat. But yeah, it's definitely something that is going to be different, very much different. These bills, giving the president immunity for official acts, it's not unexpected because that's been the general law. But I would have to read the exact language of the opinion, which I haven't done yet, to determine whether or not they're just saying generally if it's not otherwise unlawful. Because, if the president commits an act, if this decision says that the president is immune from prosecution for acts committed that would be criminal under federal law, oh no. They got to move on that like tonight, right now. Congress got to move on that shit and get some kind of a bulwark up. That's, anyone with any kind of sense or any kind of conscience whatsoever is going to go with that. But it looks like we're going to have a constitutional convention sooner rather than later. And we've been at the apex of this. I mean, we're the ones that have been sowing this idea. We're the ones that have the information online and elsewhere. We're not the only ones. Everybody's really coming to this same conclusion. It's not like it doesn't take a rocket scientist or some kind of a computer science genius to figure this out. It's ABC type shit, man. If the system of government is broken, then it needs to be fixed. And it needs to be fixed by we, the people. We, the people, are the government of the United States. We are the government. Period. It's we, the people. They're not wrong about that. That's not some radical shit. That's the real deal. It's we, the people, collectively, as a body. Not necessarily individually, but as a body, we, the people, with a 51 percentile, a majority vote. That's what democracy boils down to, is we, the people, as a group, as a collective, have the authority, the power, the only authority and power to govern ourselves. So we establish government, i.e., our federal and state governments under those premises. That's what democracy is about. This kind of democracy, American democracy. The Republican aspect of our government is not the system, the form of the system itself. It is in part. I take that back. I have to retract on that. It is in part. It is in part. We're quasi right now. But a true democracy is going to be based on the actual will of the people, not something that's, qualified to the degree where only certain categories or classifications of people can participate. We need to have everybody participate. Everyone that's an inhabitant of the United States of America. Really, that's everybody that's an inhabitant. Now, if I don't know if we can legitimately say that illegal immigrants should have the right to vote in national matters without a citizenship. I think if you stop at citizenship, that's far enough. I think citizenship, whether it's, and there's different forms of citizenship, not just natural, but you can be made a temporary permanent resident. You can be made, in effect, a citizen, a temporary citizen, tempro or whatever, until the process is complete. But yeah, it probably should cut off at citizenry, however that's defined. But that's what this is all about. It's all about, right now, is a very, very intriguing, very special point in time for we the people, for the American citizenry. Very critical time. And, we've definitely got to have our information straight and, use logic and rationality as a guide and go from there, right? But it's definitely getting more and more interesting. I'll talk to you again soon.